Diddly doo. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Ding 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 ding. All right, y'all. I'm testing this out. It's probably not gonna work. Probably not at all. You know. But I figured I'd do it anyways because I'm sitting here. I'm just out here sitting around and stuff. I had a little bit of time before I go to work. All right. And I thought I would test out the live stream capabilities. Now, previously, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I don't even know if y'all could hear me or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm on the internet at all to begin with. Of course, you know, people probably enjoying themselves and had no idea I was going to be live streaming or anything like that. But I thought I would check it out. You know, the last couple of times I tried to live stream, I was actually up in my apartment. And that didn't work out at all, you know? It didn't work out at all. It's all sort of buffering. Dang, it says I got 2 people up in here. Man, I don't know how that's even possible. Do y'all just stay by the... How do y'all do that? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know how the internet works. All right, I want to check the comments here in a second. To see if anybody could hear me anyways. But the last couple of times that I tried a live stream, I was actually up in my apartment. And it was terrible, y'all. I mean, the buffering and all that incorporated is just not even worth it. Oh, see, now I got no people. I went from 2 people to no people. See, so I got to work on like a Wi-Fi spot or something like that, where stuff might be better regulated. I got Leah L up in the house. Hey, Leah, if you can, or Leah, I don't know how you say it, but if you can hear me or are entertained by this at all, you know, go ahead and let me know up in the comments section. But really, you know, this is going to be about Parkland. I am going to talk about Parkland a little bit in case anybody was interested. But I guess it's just really a test to see if my phone is capable at all of, you know, getting on the internet and doing that live stream stuff. Or if I had to get onto Wi-Fi, which, you know, I'm going to have to figure out. We'll figure it out with time. Maybe not tonight, but anyways, I was fixing to talk about Parkland. I was actually up on an article. Let me see if I can pull it up. Bloop. And I was fixing to... Jacob Longer is still here. Leah said 555, and I don't know what that means, Leah. But let me see. It won't let me click stuff. What the heck? I'm trying to click stuff right now. Oh, man, that doesn't make no sense. Let's see. I was trying to click on this here article, but it doesn't know what the heck I'm doing. Let me see if I turn the phone to the side, if that does anything. Maybe that doesn't do anything. Let's see. Jacob says still here, and I don't know what that means. Oh, you stupid. Sun Sentinel. I'm not calling y'all stupid out there, if you can even hear me, but Sun Sentinel, I don't know what this is doing to y'all's screens, but I was turning my phone the other way to see if I could click on it. It says 4 weeks for only 99 cents. I would just like to point out that, you know, there's all sort of news publications all around the country who they should be embarrassed. However, they're all into tomfoolery and thievery and just scandalous nature. So they don't care. I mean, you know, they're just wanting to scheme on baby boomers who are dumb enough to even give them some money. And so what will happen is they'll like charge a stupid low amount, like 99 cents or whatever, and they hope that you sign up. And then later on, like a month or 2 later, when you forget that you had signed up, they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll charge them like $4.99 a month and stuff. And meanwhile, you're not even going to their publication because it's absolutely just worthless and disgusting. So Sun Sentinel is one of those. I think San Antonio Express is another one of those. And surely there's hundreds across the nation doing the same exact formula. And what they want to teach you is that drag queen story hour is amazing, and things of that nature, and love has no age, and stuff like that. They love to do that sort of thing, and they love to convince you that all sort of people are guilty with or without evidence and stuff like that. That's really all that they do. All right, and they try to get your money, and they hope that they hope that you forget that you have a subscription. Like, they hope that you make enough money that you're not checking your bank account enough, or that you'll figure out $4.99 a month that, I don't even want to call in to cancel it or something like that. That's what they're hoping on. They're not hoping on giving you actual information that's worth using. All right. I'm looking at the comment section. I'm wondering, if I'm even online and stuff like that. It says that nobody's in the room, but I thought I would just go ahead and continue, and we'll finish real quick, because I do have to go into work pretty soon. All right. Anyways, I just had an article up that is stupid, and let's see if we can go back. It was real stupid. I don't know if we can go back. Yeah, here it is. Parkland shooter. This is the headline. We can't read the article because, like I said, Sun Sentinel wants to extort people, and they want to charge you for their stupid gibberish. And so we're just going to look at the headline. It says, Parkland shooter can't keep visitor list secret. Now, on the face of things, the Sun Sentinel is absolutely shameless and for sure trying to profit off of this incident. For sure. In fact, they're just riding the coattails of this here alleged incident just about as hard as they can. They're milking this cow for everything it's worth. I mean, the cow is about dead on the ground right now, and it's still suckling at the teat just about as hard as they can of this incident. It is shameless. Honestly, man, you should put people in jail for this because it's so scandalous and disgusting. But anyways, here's the headline. It says, Parkland shooter can't keep visitor list secret. And y'all let me know if anybody's even watching this stuff. Y'all let me know if I'm buffering and stuff like that. Maybe I'll just get up out of here and stuff like that. But before I do, I just wanted to bring it up. All right, it says Parkland shooter cannot keep visitor list secret. And see, what they're doing is they're going off on a rabbit trail. All right, and they're trying to sound very technical, and they're trying to sound like, oh yeah, this is legal jargon and you're going to want to hear this. But really, no, it's stupid. Really, it's just a waste of everybody's time. What they're going to explain in the article is that, Nicholas Cruz is going against his rights, technically. First of all, they stomped on Nicholas Cruz's rights a long time ago, it's to the point of oblivion, all right? He has no rights, period, at all, ever, all right? So that is what it is. And they're like, this hurts Nicholas Cruz's rights, and we thought we'd tell you about it, and about how he can't keep his visitor list secret. And what they're trying to explain is that, he's going to have visitors, all sort of psychologists, experts come and visit him, like that makes some sort of difference. And if the prosecutors were to find out about this, they could use that against him. Delay. There's a delay. It's terrible. And I hate it when that happens, I mean, I'm trying my best out here. I'm like out in the just the middle of, not the street, but I'm out in the wide open. I'm actually looking at a cell phone tower right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that close. I mean, it's real close. I would say the cell phone tower isn't more than a couple football fields away, or maybe 2 or 3 football fields away right now. I'm looking at it right now. All right, but it can't give me no kind of signal, apparently. Leah says CA, and I don't know what that means, but, go ahead and elaborate real quick. And thank you, and I appreciate you for being here, both y'all. If y'all are even here, I appreciate you. And we're not going to make this too long, because I do have to go to work at 11, and I have to kind of, get dressed and stuff like that. But, okay, we're talking about Parkland. We're talking about Nicholas Cruz. They're making an article like as if they even care. They're just trying to make money. The defense attorneys who are plumb bob retarded. I mean, they couldn't be. Well, actually, they're not retarded. They're actually trying to run game on everybody. And they're doing a terrible job at it, but most people are not paying attention to it. because they forgot about this a long time ago. Just like they forgot about David Hogg a long time ago. He's very forgettable. And so they're just trying to make a little bit of money off the people who are really dumb enough, who are so dumb, and they also want gun control by any means necessary, right? So they're trying to talk about Nikolas Cruz, and they're saying, you know, if the prosecutors know all sort of psychologist experts that we have coming in for some reason, well, they're going to use that against Nikolas Cruz, and they're going to put him to the death penalty. Now, it does seem like the death penalty trial is going to take place, and honestly, like I said before, and y'all could disagree with me, let me know how it goes. That's the best possible thing that Nikolas Cruz could want right now. It's a death penalty trial. Just because real briefly, in case you're not very familiar, a death penalty trial, what that would take and what that would entail is all sort of details would have to come out. Like basically people would have to do an investigation. The reason the public defender's office, Howard Finkelstein and his crew of flunkies, the reason that they don't want a death penalty trial is because they want absolutely nothing investigated. In fact, they personally don't want to do a lick of work at all. Just at all. Alright? And so they're hoping to not have an investigation, not really have a case. They want to go through the motions until Nikolas Cruz is in jail forever. Doesn't matter about the evidence. Who cares about the evidence? Alright? So they're saying, as far as the list of people coming to visit Nikolas Cruz, that the prosecutors would somehow use that against Nikolas Cruz and use it to give him the death penalty. If you're saying to yourself, well, I don't know how that makes sense, if that's what you're saying to yourself, it's because it doesn't make sense. It's not even supposed to. They don't care what they're doing. All right, they're just trying to sound like that they're here for Nikolas Cruz, and they are not. All right. So here's what I wanted to point out. This whole article is inconsequential. His last case before retirement. Oh yeah, you're talking about Mike Setz. That's true. He did basically kind of stave off retirement in order to do this case, and I don't know here from there as far as Mike Setz goes. You know, I couldn't say. I could tell you that Howard Finkelstein is an unsavory looking mofo, but as far as Mike Setz, you know, they have put various articles about how he may or may not be scandalous. I couldn't really tell you either way about Mike Setz, but I think what's important to bring up is that Mike Setz, he said he wants to go for the death penalty case. He wants to put his whole effort in it, and in fact, that's why he's staving off his retirement, is that he wants to put all sort of effort into it. And I had to paraphrase him, but it's kind of a quote where he's like, I want to prove that Nikolas Cruz killed every last one of those people at that school and stuff, and therefore, you know, blah, 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 he might deserve the death penalty or whatever. I don't know that he necessarily wants Nikolas Cruz to get the death penalty, but he's proclaimed something like he wants justice to take place regardless, Mike Setz. All right? So that's what he wants, and I found that very intriguing. And it's something I wanted to point out that none of these articles are ever going to point out because none of them care at all in any sort of way. All right? But when Mike Setz said he wants to prove that Nikolas Cruz shot and killed every person in that building, that was actually very intriguing. Because here's the thing, I'll bet you everything that I have and everything that I love that he ain't gonna do that. It's not possible. You might say, how would I know? Am I a fortune teller? Yeah, basically I'm a psychic. There's no freaking way that he's gonna prove it. And I want to point something out. This whole we're gonna go into left field real quick. The whole Epstein thing, Jeffrey Epstein. You know what's interesting about his murder? Obviously, he was murdered. Either that or he was like whisked away somewhere, and people tend to debate that. There's no way in the world he made suicide on himself. It's just not even that did not happen. 100% didn't happen. But you know what's interesting about it is, it just so happens the camera's cut out, and just so happens, you know, people, they were doing all sort of overtime. They couldn't handle it, and they fell asleep, and stuff just happened, and you know, all sort of protocol that is in place for a reason. All that wasn't followed and stuff, and then the cameras cut out just at the right moment. And then Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. All right, so we know that didn't happen, right? And it's opening up everybody's eyes because there's those media outlets who can't wait to lie to you about everything. All right, and so those media outlets, they jumped up and they said, nothing happened here. Jeffrey Epstein, he committed suicide, and don't nobody ask questions. All right, so that opened up a lot of people's eyes. It opened up a window. All right, so there's a lot of people who they don't get down with conspiracy theories, and I can't even say that I get down with conspiracy theories, but there's a lot of people who just stay well away from that. They won't touch it with a 20-foot pole at all. But even their eyes got opened because it's a blatant, obvious lie when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. All right? It could not even be more obvious. And I wanted to point that out. You notice how the camera's cut out at just the right time, right? You notice how the camera's cut out at just the right time, correct? All right, so, take it back to Parkland. Anybody can go back and research if they wanted to. And I'm sure everybody here already knows about it, but just so that it's on record. Hey, guess what? At Parkland, all the cameras cut out at just the right time. Just the right time. Now, if you do a little research on it, you'll note that it's a whole bunch of confusion. They said, the cameras, they all cut out in the whole building because Nicholas Cruz set off smoke bombs, and because the guns were shooting, and that makes the cameras cut out, and that's why there's no footage at all at Parkland. No footage at all. Don't even ask about it. All right. And then meanwhile, if you go to the most guilty-looking person that I ever seen in my life, the Sheriff Scotty Israel, if you go back and do a little research, it's not gonna be hard. Sheriff Scotty Israel said, amongst so many other things, he said there absolutely were no smoke bombs in the building at all. All right? That's what Scotty Israel said. He said there was no smoke bombs. He guarantees it. Now he's trying to be sheriff again, and like we were talking about earlier, that's impossible. It's not even possible. It's got to make you wonder what kind of drugs he's snorting up in his nose. They must be really good drugs, because it's not even possible. Sheriff Scotty Israel is never, ever, ever going to come close to that position ever again in Broward County. But like I said, he said there was no smoke bombs, and he guarantees it. All right. And might I remind you, he said originally, and this is on footage, man, you don't have to take my word for it, but he said originally that nobody was shot on the 3rd floor. All right? He said it in front of God and country and everybody else at a press conference. He said Nicholas Cruz shot up the 1st floor, went up to the 2nd floor, shot somebody on the 2nd floor, and then went up to the 3rd floor. He dallied around for a little while and then managed to escape like Houdini. He did a moonwalk out of the building in front of everybody, and nobody noticed. That's what Scotty Israel said. All right? So Scotty Israel was wrong in about 1 million ways. But he also told you there was no smoke bombs at all. So everybody talking about, oh yeah, the cameras, they were messed up because of the smoke bombs. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. It was just like Jeffrey Epstein. It was the same exact thing as Jeffrey Epstein. The same exact thing. And guess what? It was performed by the same exact people. That's what I'm here to tell you. The same exact ones. Alright? So that might sound fishy. Oh yeah, all these mass shooting incidents, yeah, they sound fishy as well. Right? All sort of fishy. And there's all sort of reasons that we can't even go into. It's like an unending list of fishiness and tomfoolery. That's what we're dealing with. But that's what I wanted to concentrate on. You understand that, okay, yeah, they cut off the cameras on Jeffrey Epstein for a reason. And from what I heard, basically that fool got strangled up in his dang cell, because you know what? It was basically impossible for him to hang himself up in there. So yeah, he did get strangled. That's why they cut off the cameras. Oh yeah, guess what? That's why they cut off the cameras at Parkland as well. Alright? So speaking of that, Mike Satz, he said he wants to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. He said he wants to take this to a death penalty trial for Nicholas Cruz. He said he wants to prove that Nicholas Cruz killed 17 people that day. Guess what? You're not going to. All right? There's not a snowball's chance in all of Hades that you're ever going to prove Nicholas Cruz shot and killed all those people. All right? And what I want to explain is, for all those skeptics out there, hey, let's say Nicholas Cruz shot and killed 16 people. Let's just say that he did. All right? Who shot and killed the other person? All right? You're not going to prove nothing up in a death penalty case. All right? You're just going to go through the motions. And here's the thing. Whether or not that's what they're hoping for, they want this whole country of the United States of America to be straight up in calamity mode and in chaos by the time the Nicholas Cruz trial even gets underway. That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping for so much chaos that you don't even have time to notice that Nicholas Cruz is being straight up and down crucified. And like I said, I don't know if Nicholas Cruz shot or killed anybody that day, but hey, guess what? I'll even admit there's a chance he did shoot and kill some people up in that school. Did he shoot and kill every last one of those people? No, he didn't. He sure didn't. He absolutely didn't. He had some help on that. Who's his help? I don't know. Ask Scotty Israel. Ask Scotty Israel who was helping Nicholas Cruz that day. Probably was the same people who cut off the cameras at just the right time. Probably was the same people who decided to go plumb bob retarded and not even realize that they were watching video footage in the camera room while it was taking place from 30 minutes prior, even though the assistant principal, Jeff Morford, and what's his name? What was it? I forget. I forget the other dude. I'm sorry, I forget the other dude's name, but yeah, they were all up in the camera room just messing around, taking a nap. I don't know if they were, I don't know what they were doing, all right, but they were not on their job, and they deserve all sort of justice upon their head. And you'll notice that none of these media outlets will touch it with a 20-foot pole. They're absolutely disgusting, and it's retarded, all right? And that's basically my analysis. You're going to see that nothing makes sense as far as Parkland goes, and they're going to try and pull the wool over everybody's eyes in every last situation. By the time the Parkland case even gets underway, we're going to have 10, maybe 20 more different mysterious events that don't make any sense at all. And surrounding all these mysterious events are going to be people like Debbie Wasserman Schultz crying and whining and moaning that everybody else has guns, even though they have all sort of security staff with guns all around them. All right. So I appreciate everybody out there. Let me see about the comments. I haven't been looking at the comments lately, but I want to go ahead and read through them before I get out of here, because like I said, I do have to go to work. Dang, dude, y'all left all sort of comments. I appreciate you. Man, we got 4 people up in the thing. Leo is talking about Mike Setz, and yes, that is Mike Setz. It's his last case before retirement. I don't know that Mike Setz is a scandalous person. I really couldn't tell you. All I could say is that he's got his work cut out for him. There is no evidence that Nicholas Cruz... In fact, here's another thing I can guarantee you. They moved the bodies around. All right? If there were dead bodies, and a lot of people argue that there weren't, if there were, they moved them around. Hey, guess what? That's against protocol. All right? All sort of people should go to jail. The same cameras that had at Parkland, they had in Epstein's jail cell. Yeah, pretty much. I bet you it's the same brand. I bet you they took them out of the building and placed them right in Jeffrey Epstein's cell. That's exactly what they did. P4 is how I found you. I don't know what even P4 is. Hey, if you get this and you let me know what P4 is, because I don't know what that is. I bet you that is how you found me, because that's how I spelled Parkland, with a 4, because obviously people want to delete me and stuff like that. If I typed in Parkland, it would make it easier for them to delete me. Says Iman, who I don't even know, man. Welcome Iman. He said, I didn't know the cameras cut out in Parkland. Well, okay, see, the cameras didn't cut out in real time. Remember, they said that they were watching like 30 minutes prior. It was on a 30-minute delay. Kind of like that movie Speed, if you remember, with Keanu Reeves a long time ago. They were not watching in live time. Instead, they were watching 30 minutes prior, and they expect you to be retarded, and they expect you to think that they're retarded. All right? However, the footage that you're never going to see because it doesn't exist, that's gone. It doesn't exist, all right? So that's what I mean by the cameras cutting out. So I didn't know the cameras cut out in Parkland. I know that they were told to expect live shooting drill. There you go. I mean, we got a mountain of evidence, y'all. A mountain of it. Yeah, they were told repeatedly over and over for weeks and weeks to expect a live drill in which they would have guns that sounded like real guns. Now, in a live drill, the whole idea of a live drill in a school is absolutely dastardly, right? But if you were going to have a live drill, you would have fake guns, and they would not be making realistic noise, and everybody would be, everybody would be told about it prior so that nobody gets scared and PTSD all over it. All right, but however, what it is ritualistic sacrifice rituals that they're doing up in the schools. And I've explained that before, but we'll talk about it a lot later. I only got so much time before I got to go to work. Iman says Steve Pachinik, the CIA guy, and I heard of him. I've heard him talk a little bit. He said Steve Pachinik, the CIA guy, says that obvious giveaways that scream conspiracy are examples of paradoxical intention. I barely know what that means, paradoxical intention. Those are some big words. But even though I do kind of barely know it, I would totally agree. I would totally agree with Steve Pachinik on that one. Totally. Jacob Longer says no smoke bombs. Yeah, I know there was no smoke bombs. Jacob Longer, he is really the man. He's giving me some really great tips. In fact, this is everybody here is giving me some pretty good tips, except Iman, who's new to the broadcast, and I appreciate him so much. But Jacob Longer says no smoke bombs. But Coach Medina said that he heard the cops say the first thing Cruz did was throw a smoke grenade. Yeah, I know. I know. And Coach Medina, you ain't gonna hear a word from him no more. Don't worry about him. Iman says, where is it said that the cameras cut out in Parkland? That's my thing, is they claim that there's no footage. They didn't say that the cameras cut out, but when you ask them for footage, they look at you stupid. All right, they tried to say, this is Jacob Longer, he says they tried to say that the cameras were on a 20-minute delay. No, well, I gotta jump in there. They said a 20-minute delay, and then they said a 26-minute delay, and then they said a 30-minute delay, and they really can't get their facts straight. He said they also said they reversed footage to try to find Cruz. Yeah, I bet you. Leah says January 20th. P4 and January 20th. I'm gonna have to get the details from y'all on that, Leah. If you can leave me a comment, maybe on the recording when this uploads, or a comment somewhere talking about what it is you're talking about. I'm very interested. Iman says Jacob Longer. Okay, thanks. Yeah, you guys, and shout out to Metal Dog Rides. All y'all in here, y'all are very smart. I'm not even BSing y'all. Everyone in here is right on top of the situation. You got the details, and you got enough details to prove that this is wild, and it's amazing that anybody would believe it. So I would encourage y'all to definitely talk to each other about it if y'all are interested in that sort of thing, because y'all are some smart cats, man. Y'all are you know what, I promise you, y'all are smarter than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out here, I'm doing a live stream, and I can't wait to see if y'all have live streams, and I'll check them out and stuff like that. But I gotta go to work, and I appreciate all y'all. I will definitely holler at y'all later. And no, we're not gonna let this go. No, we're not gonna let this go. They want us to let it go. YouTube wants to delete us off the earth, but it's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry about that, YouTube. Hey, by the way, Google has all sort of whistleblowers popping up talking about just what y'all doing. All y'all's conspiracy, all y'all's Google conspiracy, guess what? That's come to light. All right, it's straight up and down, black and white. It's facts right now. All right, y'all want to deny all over the place. Good luck with that. All right, I don't even believe in luck. It's not January. I'm sorry, I got me confused. It's August the 15th, 2019. I appreciate everybody out there on the other side of this screen, and I'll holler at y'all.